Hello everyone, Robert Q. Seidelman here for Game Show Garbage. I hope you liked our new intro. I'd like to thank Jim Williams for creating it. It looks really good. Even though the Carney Wilson thing at the open is kind of creepy. But anyways, speaking of creepy, GSN debuted 2 new shows. One of them was good, and the other one is god-awful. We'll talk about the good one first, and that's Carey's Improv-a-Ganza, which airs at 8 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Eastern, and 2 a.m. Eastern. The 11 o'clock and 2 a.m. Eastern shows have, I think they're TV 14, and your 8 o'clock one is TV PG. Because I've noticed that on the earlier show, they will censor words like bitch or something like that, and on the later airings they will let it go. If the premise is just pretty much this, if you've seen Whose Line Is It Anyway or Drew Carey's Improv All-Star pay-per-views from 2001 and 2002, that's pretty much what it is. It's just a bunch of guys doing improv. Actually, there's also a couple nice ladies up there doing improv as well, like Mary Stuart Masterson. And Kathy Kinney's also performing there as well. I know that I'm just thankful that Kathy Greenwood isn't doing it, because she sucked on Whose Line. But I'm getting off track. Sadly, Laura Hall's on the show. They have Bob Durkach. And he also does a good job, and he also gets involved in the games, because there's a game that he leads called Bob's Call. Other good games that are Whose Line games are, they have the Freeze Tag game, which was used in the UK, very funny game. You have your usual song styles, film, TV, theater styles, greatest hits, duet, moving people. That's the best. They brought moving people. They also have other new games like, they're kind of like spin-offs on Show-Stopping Number. It's a game called Kick It, where instead of breaking out into a Broadway musical, or a big show-stopping number, they would rap the next scene. And both, on the one that I saw, both Jonathan Mangum and Wayne Brady did an excellent job on it. I implore all of you, please watch Drew Carey's Improv-a-Ganza. It's slipping, and Love Triangle's beating it in the ratings. Watch Improv-a-Ganza. Keep the show on the air. If not, we'll be stuck with Wendy Williams for another 65 shows. And speaking of, it's now time to talk about Love Triangle. My fucking God! Miss, how you doing? Wendy Williams hosts this show, and I'll say one good thing about her. She can read a teleprompter well. Other than that, ugh! I mean, she just doesn't get into it at all, and a couple times... Oh, and the worst... Hold on. The fine folks at Susan's, the Pepsi thing is a gimmick. She makes jokes and she laughs at them. She laughs at her own jokes. And I'm not talking just a little giggle. I mean, it's like... belly laughing! Dear God! Have I bashed Wendy Williams enough already over the past few weeks? No? Alright. Guess I'll continue to talk about Love Triangle. Let me just set the stage for you. One guy or girl has 2 lovers, and they And he has to make a choice on which one he's going to keep. But the way they go about it, it's just the most aggravating, annoying process there is. I mean, it's like, if you want to watch something like this, you can watch, like, an episode of Maury Povich and it's done better. You know what? If they had Maury Povich hosting Love Triangle, it would be a much better show. But, here we go. They bring the two out. They bring the person caught in the love triangle up first. Then they bring out the two lovers. And they talk about the past, which is how they met up and all that fun stuff. Then they get to the present stuff, which is, they try to find a compatibility thing. Like, which one of these two people are you more in tune with spiritually, financially, and physically, I guess. I only watched the first episode. That's because I was bashing it along with Jim Williams and Carl Chenier on Blog Talk Radio /CLW83 Network, link down here. Anyways, and they have it done on these. They use these stupid, insipid facts that are dated circa 1999. I mean, they say the average person would spend like $350 on gas a year for travel. Right! And monkeys fly out of my butt every day. Anyways, then they get to what they call the Truth Busters lie detector. Mark L. Wahlberg called. He wants his show back. Ugh. Where the guy asks them a bunch of stupid fucking questions, and they're actually strapped into lie detectors, and they actually get the results if it's true or false. Once again, this is just like an equivalent of Maury's show. I'm watching an episode of Maury on the Game Show Network. I want game shows. I want Improv-a-Ganza. And now, the future. They have these horrible Google images of how one person is described. Actually, how both of them are described. And then the guy has to hit a button in order which one he's going to shut out. Now, in the first episode, there was a marriage proposal. Who does that? On a game show, on the first episode. Fuck it. I hate Love Triangle. I hate Wendy Williams. Do not watch this show. You will be less of a person if you do it. Why? I don't know. How about it sucks? It's the worst GSN original in history. Yes, it is worse than All New Three's a Crowd. It is worse than Greek Games. Yes, I put the slower than frickin' Fake-A-Date. It's that bad. And I think the major cardinal sin is this. GSN Network is the network for games. This isn't a game. Being caught in a love triangle isn't a game. Maybe all three of them were in the love triangle together. Maybe they agreed to it. Ugh. This is why I sometimes get very frustrated at GSN. Whenever they take 2 steps forward, they somehow take 4 steps back. I'll give you a good example. In 1998, when Michael Fleming took over as president of GSN, Um, Here's some steps forward. We have, starting in 1998, and January 1st, 1998, we got some good originals like Trivia Track and Super Decades. Simple call-in shows. I mean, they weren't anything extravagant, but at least they were decent enough to watch. They had a good variety of originals, and they had the Kid Zone stuff, which is okay. But then, here we go. Let's start going backwards, shall we? From Michael Fleming. Burt Lund's Love Buffet, Extreme Gong, Faux Pause, and a whole bunch of crappy other originals. He starts focusing more on relationship game shows than other game shows. I mean, I swear, pretty much every day you'd find episodes of Three's a Crowd, which, in my opinion, is the worst Barry Enright show there is. And I think if he had his hands on episodes of How's Your Mother-in-Law, if they existed, he'd air those too. Other things Michael Fleming has done bad. Under his watch, The Price is Right thing ran out. On April 1st, 2000, The Price is Right contract ran out. Which pretty much hurt. And then, under his watch, I'm going back to crappy originals, because then we had a lot of crappy originals. I already mentioned Extreme Gong, Inquisition, The Lover's Lounge, because it was just 3 game shows stretched to 2 hours, with stupid love tips in the middle. Drink. But I'm ranting now. Calm down, Robert. That's all I have to say. I already talked about Love Triangle enough. I want to say a lot more about Improv-a-Ganza. Please watch Improv-a-Ganza. Don't watch Love Triangle. Till then, Robert Seidelman. Fuck you, Wendy Williams, and fuck your fucking show!